There we go, we're live.
Right.
Rightio worlds, Hippie Trev here, and please welcome Wayne from Wayne's Garage. He's come down from Bundy, and check his video out. And you're restoring a HR unit at the moment,
Yep, sure am.
and also fabricating HR and HD panels.
Yep.
So check out Wayne's video page, and yeah, he's come up for the day. It's a bit warm, isn't it?
Just a tad. Just a tad. Worked up a sweat and just driving here.
You know what I was thinking? Now you're not going to like this one bit.
What's that?
Sell the HK wagon. They're going to become worthless soon anyway. Before you ever get a chance to get it on the road, you won't be allowed to drive it. And if it's complete, doors, dashes and everything there, you're probably looking anywhere 15, 20 grand.
Yeah, no one wants it though.
They do.
Uh,
Why? What's wrong with it?
Lots of rust.
No. It's complete.
Yeah, minus the motor.
Yeah, but all the brakes are there, the wheels are there, doors are there,
Yep.
door cards,
Yep.
seat,
Yep. Monaro seats.
windows, wipers,
Yep.
and you've got that roof cut you bought off me.
Yep.
They're gonna, at some point, because of the push for electric cars and all the shit we know that's going on, we know it's coming, cars like ours, they're gonna become unaffordable to register soon. They're gonna, like the regos are gonna start getting so high that if you own anything like this and older, unless you go Club Rego, which is useless because then you can't drive it anyway.
All the time, yeah.
The Regos are going to start coming up to a point there at some stage we will no longer be able to afford to actually drive them because the registrations will be made so high. And that's how they'll force these girls off the road. And when that point happens, they'll become worthless. They'll become shed items
Yeah.
that you can't drive or move, unless maybe by then we have some sort of electric motor conversion, which I doubt. But anything petrol like of that age, they will force us off the road within the next, I'll say 10 years, but I reckon it'll be less. So there's no way you're going to have that HK wagon built in 10 years. I know you. You haven't even got the fucking ute out yet, mate. Right?
It's getting there. It's half done.
But anyway, I was just thinking, okay, practical
Yeah.
solution one. You by the time you got that HK going, you're going to be like my age, realistically. Right, this is not having a go at you. This is just, this is an old man's observation of a young fella trying to get ahead in life and the struggles and progresses of life. Right,
Yeah.
right now come future you only be able to afford to have one car anyway. So, I reckon that car would be best served you passing on and putting the dollars to your much better use and whatever that is. I see some ridiculous prices that people surely they're not going to pay that. You know, I wouldn't pay the money they're asking for fucking rust buckets and like something's been flattened like a pancake and they're saying $5,000. It's probably got one straight bumper on it.
Yeah.
You know, and they want $5 grand because it once it was a fucking holding something. But realistically, the prices are at their best, literally, especially for something no motor, no box.
Well, it's got a box in it. It's got a 4-speed.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, just no motor.
Yeah.
It's-
If I wanted to, I could put the 253 that I've got sitting there with it.
Is it a V8 box or a 6?
V8
Six.
box.
Oh, it is a V8 box.
It was all set up for V8.
So you got a
Had
pedal.
a
You know
308.
what someone said on my yesterday's video? Left a comment saying, "Have you thought about converting to manual?" And I'm thinking, "Oh fuck no! You don't have to buy a pedal box." And then I'm gonna, and I sold all that with the other cars. I had all that shit. 'Cause
Actually, I think I have one of the pedal boxes there.
Oh
actually.
really? So you know, but you got to buy the pedal box and. Then you got to buy the whole fucking, and then you got to cut a big motherfucking hole in the floor, and then the minute you do that, your warranty, like you voided all your warranty because it goes where the shifters sit, they go straight through that cross member beam.
Yeah, so you got a box.
You've got to have it professionally
Yeah.
boxed in, because if that say you have an accident and the insurance go, oh illegal, well there goes all your insurance money. That car's worthless. The minute
Yeah.
you cut a hole in the floor of a HK hole through that cross member beam, you've basically made the car worthless.
Especially if it's not factory. So
Well, the factories have the special box and everything, and
Yeah.
like the Monaro ones, and they're pretty hard to get. So unless you have it professionally put in, you just can't cut a hole in the floor anymore and shove a 4-speed in there.
no.
Not like we used to in the old days. We got out there, fucking man, all I had in the old days with a hacksaw blade and a drill.
Well, even in the 90s, you could still do that and get away with it.
Yeah. But hey, who insured their cars back then? They're only worth $500.
No, I didn't.
I bought I bought a HK sedan out of a car yard in Ferntree Gully, just up from the Royal Hotel, and I just walked in. I think I had a part-time job, whatever, And it was $600 with reg and roadworthy, drive it out the gate, and I was paying it off for like $50 a week.
Yeah. That's
$600 with reg and roadworthy out of a car yard. That's all they
That's
were
the
worth.
days I wish I was around.
And petrol was about 35 cents a
That's
litre.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
So I think, yeah, I'm up for a fucking auto. She made a horrible noise yesterday. Like, I was coming off North-South Road, so it didn't make it anything when I took... Actually, when I took off, I think I noticed a little bit of something, but like... And then I think 2 days ago I had the same thing. And then I turned around North-South Road and, you know, I pulled the button and booted it, because that's me kick down on the shifter.
Yep.
And what the trouble is now, I put these new heads on. When I push the button down, instead of just slipping to second and I pull it straight up and hold in second, now it flows itself straight through to drive. I've got to re-pull the button back up to go back to second from drive to get it to go out again. But sometimes if I don't have the revs up past a certain level, it'll throw me all the way back into first.
Ooh.
Never was like that with the old heads on there, just the standard bloody worn out heads. But since I've got these worked heads on there, because of the vacuum change, there's probably adjustment at the back of the tranny. But anyway, so it gets a little bit rough. You know, when I'm redlining at 4,200 RPM and I'm taking off and I go to hit bloody second and hold the button up and she goes straight to drive and you flick it back and then you got to pull second.
Yep.
So I've been a little bit rough on the poor old transmission.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yesterday when I went to do that, you just heard this real loud clunk.
Yep.
And a few people said uni joints. Well, uni joints do it all the time, and you sound like a helicopter.
Yeah.
And the whole car just like that, it just shakes.
Yep.
So, and uni joints, it's there, it doesn't go away. So it's definitely an auto problem. So,
Yeah, Eric's the man to talk about that.
I'll just buy a second-hand one somewhere. I've seen them come through on Facebook on the Holden clubs quite a few times. And
that's a
and
V8
anywhere
box.
from like $600 to $1,500, some with high stall converters and shit like that.
Yep.
There's plenty of them around. Just how close are they? And how long have I got before that one doesn't go anymore?
That's a good question too.
Well,
That's why I keep thinking about the Ute. Because when I had that overheating issue, I just put a patch stuff in.
in the radiator.
Yeah, because it's like a copper stuff. It goes all through the whole entire engine and fills up any of the little nooks and crannies where it's leaking through.
What is your your head gasket?
Yeah. So at the moment, it's doing its job, and that I just
You don't push it, you just nurse her along.
Yeah. And that I
What
got
do you sit on 80k?
about 80, 90.
Yeah, just nurse them along.
Yeah. And that until I can get the head off the other Rodeo that I've got sitting out the front, take that in and get that checked and flow tested and reseated and all that sort of stuff, which is
You can't just
another $500 to $600
just your head gasket and that's it and throw it back together.
no, because it was leaking water into cylinder 3, I think it was.
Yeah, but that's just a blown head gasket.
And that
We've done them in the old days. We've just got up. Well, alloy heads are different to cast too. Every time that you lift them, they almost need to be done, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
And that is alloy head.
I'm pretty sure they both are. But the other one,
Hey, my mate Gary, who done my heads.
Yep.
I'll send you to him.
Yeah.
If you're going down that path, the guy who I bought those heads off, or you've seen the work he does.
Yeah.
And did you see the motorbike he built? The engine he built
No, I don't think so.
on that video, on one of my videos. You missed that?
I'll have to have a look.
Oh my God, he built his own engine, like milled his own engine, and instead of having carbies up the top, he's got like a fucking blower set up, running the valves and shit. Like it's just, it's just fucking intense. So, yeah, you want any head work done?
Yep.
Call me. I'll send you straight to him. He's not far from from his place to your place, up past the church.
Yep.
Turn right. Head out of town, opposite the ice cream factory, boom, you're there.
Okay, I think I know. Yep.
Right before the ring road.
Yep. Basically.
Well, I think the last model I ever built, I think I was either 16 at the latest when I built my very last model, and right up until 2 years ago when I started again, I hadn't built one in all that time.
Well, since you started doing the models, I pulled all mine back out
I had a look at them.
and had a look at them. I've finished 3 of them.
Oh, recently?
Over the last year.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I did see like a cut-off or a bucket or something. Or like
yeah,
an A model something?
Yeah, I got
Or was it a dragster?
no Model T tub.
Yeah, I
Um,
think I saw that.
1/8 scale. It's like a 1:1 scale or whatever. No, not 1:1.
That scale's
that's
getting
like,
big, isn't it?
1/8 is like this size or something like that. That's how big the tub on it is.
Yeah, they're pretty big scale. Like that,
Yeah.
that Honda, that's a 1/8. That'll be
Yeah,
the
so
biggest
it's
scale model I've
basically
built.
the same as that.
I can't do a truck or anything in any bigger scale model because I don't know where to put it. Although I bought a bookshelf.
I saw
It's
that.
in the laundry. But they're the ones that don't quite make the bus grade.
Make the
Although,
bus.
but then again, the Battleship went in there because it was just too big for the shelves.
Yep.
And then I've got the sub right next to it, so you know it's almost like a little war theme going on. I got this shitty little fucking plane that I've built.
You'll be building another shed on the side and that,
Oh,
just to put your models in.
And I saw someone on Facebook put up on their page they had the HMAS something Battleship in this glass container. Half the guns were broken off, like it was a made-up model.
Yep.
Half the guns were broken off. It was fucking really shitty build. I mean, I'm not a great builder, but like, you know, a little bit of pride. It was only barely painted, and she said, and she had the price like $80 on there.
Yep.
I'm thinking, you know, no one's going to pay $80 for a model with broken guns, and you know, they're not going to do it. So you fucking abuse the shit out of it. Anyway, but I was talking to someone else, and someone said, oh, you know, you got to look after these things. Are going to be worth a fortune. Well, when I die, the kids are just going to chuck them all in the bin. It's just plastic junk to them.
When I was a kid, one of my uncles used to do skip bins throughout Sydney.
Oh, he'd get amazing shit.
We went and one of the dump sites that he had. I was going through a couple of the piles because I found all these model cars underneath all this rubble.
What, like dinky toys and stuff? Or like,
dinky toys and plastic model cars and...
What, someone had made them?
Yeah, someone had made them. And
they've all gone into the fucking skip bin.
All to the skip bin.
Can you imagine my kids showing up here when I go and they're going to walk in the bus and that's going, that's going, that's going. Fucking bring in the bin, get it out of here.
I've been following...
No one's going to buy them. No one buys a built model, especially when it's my skill level. You know, like...
I don't know. I bought some iffy ones back in the past.
I can't. Well, one, I don't want to sell them, but like, you know, as I'm saying, you know, when I pass, I mean, shit. Hopefully, I've got another 10 years, maybe. But then again, but when it comes to that point, they will be worthless. Like, you know, the kids won't even be able to get $5 for them.
Just depends on the kit.
Like, I probably shouldn't have built that Katana. That kit, you know, that was a 1983 original fucking kit. It was probably worth more in the box in its plastic.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So I bought all 4 of them bikes for I think $150 posted for the 4 bikes. That's not too bad.
No, that's good. Well, that Model T tub, I paid $200 for that.
Yeah, so that's a big scale.
5.
The bigger the scale, I've seen the Honda models go in 12 scale.
I can't remember.
And around the 1.8, that Honda 754, not particularly that maker, but that models and the Z9s and a few of that era. $200 and $300.
I've actually had that model for 14 years.
Which one? The tub?
The tub.
Right, yeah, it's a long time.
And that. And the 57 Chev I've had for 18 years.
So I felt good getting back to building them?
Yeah, just every now and again because I've got the other stuff that I do, the miniatures. And that, I do a few days of the miniatures of a night and then sometimes I do an hour or two of one of the...
What are your miniatures, like 1/25th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's my standard build size.
So like this big.
Oh no, they're like 100th built or something.
Well, they call them 125 scale.
Oh yeah, it must be a big model though. I mean, the thing must be huge if it's real,
If
like
it
a
was real,
battleship.
yeah.
I think like the battleship I just did that Michaela gave me for my birthday, that was a 1/300 or a 1/3000, something like that, because of the size of the fucking thing. Most of that was done under the magnifying glass with tweezers. That's a real test of patience. When you've got the magnifying glass there and you got your nose smudging the shit out of it, and you're there with your fucking tweezers, man, and the fucking glue just goes blurp.
I've got a tank somewhere in amongst all my models.
A who?
A tank. I can't remember what sort, if it was a Sherman or something. But it's got all those little brass little bits as well.
That was my the King Tiger I built with what they call the Porsche Turret.
Yep.
I think it had over 600 pieces or something. And every one of the same thing, that whatever they call that brass sheet.
Yeah.
Every
edge sheeting.
Etching, yeah, right. Every one of the shells had to have their little brass bums cut out and stuck on. Same thing, and that thing had so much ammunition in it. There was a week just putting the shells together, painting the shells and putting the tracks took 2 days.
Yeah.
Because each track had 3 parts.
Well, so I don't want to do that one there in the workshop while I'm living in the workshop because...
I do it on that little table, right, and you go, ping, and like...
Well, that's what I'm worried because...
That part's never coming back.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about doing it in the workshop because, like...
Once it hits the deck, it's gone.
Yeah.
I can rescue things. Sometimes I'll drop on the floor, get my broom out and sweep the floor and get the magnifying glass out. And that little tiny
You wouldn't
fucking
find
bit
him
there,
amongst all the dirt.
I've sat there sometimes and it's like, yeah, okay, that's not coming back.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Forget about that one.
Move on. I finally got the very first, that Katana I built is the very first glass I've put on without a smudge mark. For 2 years. Like the headlights and the fucking, like them sort of things without getting that thumb smudge mark on there. Ugh.
That's what I hate about putting windscreens in model
Yeah,
cars.
same. I've actually learnt now, tip them upside down, drop them in, and just a little tiny dab in the corners.
Yep.
I bought that Mod Podge glue.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's not shit.
Huh.
It's messy. They say it dries clear, and it does. Actually, I do use that on the headlights
Yeah.
now, but it's messy and it doesn't work for windscreens.
Okay.
They're too heavy. It's a real skill. I mean, I've watched a few videos of some of these people that are what I would call real model builders. Fuck, their paintwork is brilliant.
Yeah.
But they all airbrush.
Yeah, I've got to get a new airbrush.
It's a skill I don't want to learn.
It's depends on what you want to do. See,
It's just more gear.
I just don't want to do it for the model. See, I want to do it for
Well,
a fuel tank on a Harley or something like that. Get back into doing that sort of stuff.
Brother Pete's best mate, the cauliflower, Colin, he does bike helmets. He hairbrushes them. Oh,
Yep.
fuck. The quality of his work, it's just like, you'll take a $50 helmet and turn it into like a $300 helmet.
Well, Tad Hurst, I know in Melbourne, because I showed her some of my graphite work of my portraits. She goes, shit, start doing some airbrush and practice that with your portraits. People want portraits done by airbrush these days.
Well, to me, it's just another thing. How am I going to run fucking airbrush lines into the bus? Seriously, But no, I'm not doing it. I'll stick to what I do. But yeah, you're right. The skill levels and so forth. So yeah, I was saying, Pete's mate Colin, some of the work, and Pete telling me his story. The old cauliflower mate, he got this helmet. He was going to give it to Pete. Fucking best artwork ever. Threw the coat of clear on it,
Yep.
and it all bubbled.
Oh no.
And he's like,
Oh.
he goes, well, that ruined. Oh, he just tossed the helmet. It was
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
But he said it was one of the best artworks he ever did, and he went to throw the clear out, and she just all bubbled up on him.
Oh yeah.
That would be heartbreaking.
Yep. Yeah, no, bugger that.
All right, I think I might end the video chat for now. We'll just talk shit
Yeah,
off
right.
camera. So, righto, world. So this is Wayne. Come down from Bundy today. Check out his channel, Wayne's Garage. Check his channel out. Got his shirt. And we'll catch you next time. So stay safe, keep your knees in the breeze. Catch you later. Bye.